All right, cool. I think we can get started here. My name is John. I'm a contributor at the GnosisDAO. Today is the 11th of July, 2024. Many of you are probably at ECC, but wherever you are, thanks for tuning in. This is the GnosisDAO Community Call, and here we go. We're going to kick it off with just some housekeeping. So we'll do a governance update. We'll hand it over to the infrastructure team to talk about Gnosis Chain. We'll run through some ecosystem updates, and then we'll talk about the launch of the Shutterized Gnosis Chain, which launched today. So super exciting. And without further ado, we'll go through some governance updates. So the latest proposals that have hit the forum or Snapshot. And today, we're just going to talk about Snapshot. So real quick, GIP 102, should GnosisDAO provide financing for the new Gnosis VC ecosystem venture fund? All of these proposals just passed. This one passed about a week ago, and it initiates the start of a new VC fund. So check that out. Pretty exciting stuff. They'll receive around $30 million from the GnosisDAO. They'll maintain investments that the DAO already has, and then they'll maintain an active portfolio. GIP 104, should the GnosisDAO enhance awareness and adoption of the Shutterized Gnosis Chain by providing a grant for marketing activities? The Shutterized network, the team is on the call today, so I won't talk too much about this, but this GIP passed and it supported marketing activities ahead of the launch of the Shutterized Gnosis Chain, which again happened today. And finally, GIP 105, should GnosisDAO support version 2 of Gnosis Chain Explorer hosted by Beacon Chain? And if you're a validator, you're familiar with Gnosis Chain Explorer. They're going to launch a V2. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And that's it for governance updates. I'm going to hand it over to the Stable Lab guys. And I'm going to get off the stage. And I believe that Kene is with us. And Kene is going to talk about the new delegate program that launched recently at the GnosisDAO. So take it away, Kene.
Hello, everyone. So on our end, I'll basically be talking about the GnosisDAO Delegate Program version 0. So currently now we're in the nomination process. We had a lot of people nominating themselves to be part of the program. So, on the next slide, it talks a bit more about what the program entails, its purpose, and essentially how to apply. So with the next slide, it's basically a delegate program facilitated by Kapaki and Stable Lab is geared towards getting more governance engagement. Currently, the GnosisDAO has a problem with hitting quorum on certain proposals. And this is a problem that is detrimental to the day-to-day operations because the Gnosis ecosystem is governed by the GnosisDAO. So by delegating 5K GN nodes to each of these selected 10 delegates, would be able to hopefully hit quorum on every proposal and encourage active governance participation. So it's just basically exploring how to increase governance participation and involvement at the DAO. If you're interested in how to apply, all you have to do is visit the GnosisDAO forum. You create a delegate platform and post and submit your nomination in the application thread. The guidelines for how you should do that is already on the forum. So you look for a post called Getting Started as a Delegate at GnosisDAO. It lays out the entire plan. We also have a presentation we did on a workshop on how to get involved as a delegate and how to write your delegate initiatives. So all the guidance you need is on the forum. So the last deadline was yesterday, but now the new deadline is next week. So hopefully we're hoping that everyone will be able to meet up by July the 18th. And if you haven't met up by then you probably have to wait for the next cycle. You always feel free to reach out to me for any questions you may need or any guidance you may need as well on how to go about posting your delegate initiatives or generally getting involved. I'm active in the Discord. You can also find me on the forum as well. You should be able to message me there. You can always reach out to me at my Stable Lab email, kene@stablelab.xyz. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Kene. And if you navigate over to forum.gnosis.io, and then you scroll down to the delegate communication category, you'll find all the necessary info there if you'd like to apply or just learn more about the program. Cool. Moving on here, we're going to hand it over to the Gnosis Chain team. So let me just manage the stage here real quick. and I'm going to bring up Philip for an update on Gnosis Chain. What's up, Philip?
Hey, what's up? All good. So, yeah, a few fun things happening right now. Of course, the main one is Shudder. I'm not going to talk about it. Okay, I messed my title up as well, but whatever. Shudder, which is going to be presented at the end of this call. But in the meantime, there has been some good progress on clients. So Nethermind can now serve SnapSync on both networks, so Shadow and Gnosis Chain, and to all compatible clients, which are currently Geth and Nethermind, so that this will make sync much faster on Gnosis Chain and on Shadow, of course. This is not yet enabled by default because we need more Nethermind nodes to be resynced, basically, to be able to serve SnapSync. But once this is the case, it will be enabled by default, and then syncing will take like less than an hour instead of days right now. So that's awesome. And they also implemented a lot of significant optimizations in block processing. So yeah, it will just be faster in general. Aragon v3 can also now sync to tip. So Aragon v3 is a new version of Aragon that is basically completely different and also more optimized. This is still pre-alpha, so don't run this for any useful workloads, but still very interesting to play with it. And yeah, it's going to be great once this ships, but maybe end of this year. Geth is also being worked on by Guillaume from the EF, and it can. We're working on Shadow right now, so it works currently, kind of. So we can sync until Denkun, including SnapSync from Nethermind. So this is basically to make sure we can run both networks and that everything works. So we are getting there as well. For Wrath, this is somewhat of an alpha. We are trying to implement Gnosis Chain for Wrath. So again, full sync from Genesis with Aura and everything, but it's just a proof of concept at this point. It doesn't yet work. It's probably not going to work for a few more months, but hopefully we will get there at some point. And then for dApps, we published a new deposit UI. So this is going to make it easier to deposit validators, and you can also enable or opt into automatic withdrawal claims now. So until now, you had to manually claim your validator rewards. Now you can basically set it up on the deposit UI to get withdrawals automatically every day or month or week or whatever, based on an amount as well. We also deployed a new ecosystem page where you can find projects that are using or building or somehow related to Gnosis Chain. That's it for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Philip. And moving right along here, we have updates from the Gnosis ecosystem, and I'm going to hand it over to Mateus for a update about Gnosis Pay. What's up, Mateus?
Hey, John. Thank you. Can you go to the next slide, please? Perfect. So, guys, over here, what you can see is that the last week is has been our all-time high in terms of transactions. We are starting to see the volumes pick up from a lot of the cards that we have we started to have new users in the last weeks, and then this should continue to grow, and especially now that we have a lot of users that are coming from HCC. When you see the new cards created in the last few days over there, it seems that we haven't done as much in the last 7 days, but it's just because of we created a lot of cards that were being distributed in HCC, and so they counted on the previous days. But it has been a pretty good week for us, and it should continue to increase. If you go to the next slide, John. As I said before, we did the HCC special edition cards. It was a huge success. People distributing over there. If you're still there's still time to grab one. Just find us we're spread around the event. And you can get a additional card with HCC. We also since last call have launched a second version of our referral program, now with better incentives and also a way that you can actually get like your referral link directly from like our web app, which before like you needed to receive an email from us. So we saw a lot of traction also picking up from this, a lot of different like people like referring and creating even articles about us and so on. And another good thing that happened since last call is that like we also put a new authentication option for onboarding. So like you can now start like the process of onboarding just with an email without the need of connecting the wallet, which was a huge pain point for the mobile experience. What we are cooking up next is like I spoke about this before, but like we are gonna launch like now in the new countries like in August with USDC. We're just finishing the last steps, and then like also like before the end of the month, we're gonna be launching like the IBANs with the card, which should be really good. And then the last point of which I haven't spoken yet in the last call is about like a rewards program. We are gonna launch like a rewards program, which like will like give cash back to users based on their transactions. We are gonna like tell a little bit more about details about the program like later, but it's gonna be basically like a tier program based on the amount of like GNOs that you have. You get like more cashbacks and so on. This should be coming out like in the next couple of weeks. So maybe like beginning of August, we should have like some news around that as well. And I think that's for now. That's it, John.
Thank you, Mateus. And I'm gonna bring up Daniel here, I'm sorry. There's a lot of people on the call today, so hold on one second. Okay, we're not going to have a Metri update today. Daniel is on vacation, and I'm going to bring up Georgios for an update about Hashi. Hey, Georgios.
Hey, John, thanks. Yeah, a couple of updates from our side. Most importantly, the Hashi, the second version, the audits, 3 audits, actually, external ones and internal ones have been completed. So we are ready now to start the deployments on testnet and do the Gnosis Bridges migration on testnet. Planned to be finished by end of August, and then if everything goes well, in September we plan the bigger migration of the mainnet bridges to Hashi. In the meantime, we also plan to deploy this new version on 8 different chains, so you can have secure, redundant ways to transfer any kind of messages or blockers from any chain to any chain. And one kind of exciting update, something completely new that we've been working on the R&D for a couple of months, is the Safe Junction, which is a new product. I mean, came out of Hashi for the need to have super secure, but also more efficient, more gas efficient interoperability, not only. So Safe Junction, now we have a prototype, and we will share more details in the next couple of weeks. Is essentially, you can think of it as a smart contract extension interacting with a trustless database. So what you would be essentially able to do is write code of chain in a general purpose language such as Rust, and you'll be able to do all this computation of chain and just verify something really small on chain, even aggregated with other programs. And in the specific case of Hashi, we'll be able to reduce gas cost a lot. But this, we have thought also, we've experimented with a lot of other use cases, such as cross-chain smart accounts like safes, and several other stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll share a lot more on this. And yeah, that's all for now from my side. Back to you, John.
Cool. Thank you, Georgios. Thanks for making the time to join us. And next, we're going to speed ahead for a second, and we're going to jump to the Gnosis Guild update. And I'm going to bring Marv up to the stage. Hey, Marv.
Hey, John. Thank you. Thanks for having us. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, we weren't able to make last month's call, so I just kind of wanted to briefly get y'all caught up with what we've been up to lately, especially on our new venture Enclave. So yeah, for most of the year, we've been focused on building Enclave, which is an open source protocol for what we call encrypted execution environments, which we imagine will help enable a new class of secure applications using FHE. What makes Enclave different is that it advances this sort of like a multiplayer approach to data processing that ends up being compliant, privacy preserving, and otherwise really just, I guess, not possible otherwise. So organizations would be able to perform private computations on sensitive data while maintaining confidentiality throughout its life cycle. So the flagship use case that we've been working on is centered around secret ballots, but Enclave would also be, massively useful, I think, for the healthcare industry or, machine learning, where secure handling of sensitive data is critical. Anyway, just wanted to give a bit of context before rolling into the projects we're working on in our current dev cycle. Next slide, please. So yeah, in our last cycle, we worked on building the Enclave protocol itself, created a stealth MVP website, and developing its node infrastructure. This cycle will continue expanding upon this work, focusing on integrating ZKPs for input validation and peer-to-peer key generations. So yeah, part of the challenge of FHE computations is that validating inputs increases the size and complexity of the computations. So we'll be using zero-knowledge proofs to address this by pushing input validations to the edges of the network. And as for key generation, the general idea is to have Enclave's network of nodes participate in peer-to-peer key generation. So we'll be spending time this cycle, just writing a program to facilitate that. Outside of Enclave, we're still focusing much of our work on the roles mod and the pilot extension. For those who don't know, Pilot is a browser extension that allows approved accounts to build safe transactions easily on behalf of an on-chain organization. So in this cycle, we're working to make Pilot compatible with Robbie Wallet and exploring a side panel setup to just overall improve the UX. We're also fixing RPC interception issues to support more apps and handling signature requirements differently for better overall compatibility, among a bunch of other things. Then yeah, finally for Zodiac specifically, we're planning to update the Zodiac Safe app to use Ethers v6, and are also working on integrating with Aragon DAOs by building an adapter, which would essentially allow Zodiac mods to be used across Aragon's platform. Next slide, please, John. Yeah, I'll just quickly run through these last updates. First, our engineers have launched a new blog to share some technically oriented posts. The first post is called Permissions as Code, which introduces a new approach to managing roles and permissions on chain. Check it out if you'd like at engineering.gnosisguild.org, and there's a mailing list there too. Also, we're in the process of migrating our Zodiac tutorials to a new home to improve accessibility and maintenance. Still a lot of things to be migrated, but you can check it out at zodiac.wiki. And lastly, we're hiring applied cryptographers to be part of this initial team building Enclave. So if you or anyone you know would be a good fit, yeah, hit us up and we can chat. And yeah, just generally too, if you'd like to know more about Enclave, I think the best way would be to jump in our Discord and reach out. We're still in the relatively early stages, so it's a great time to get involved. yeah, that's all I have for this month's update. I have to bounce now, but hope you all enjoy the rest of the updates and hearing from Shutter. Thanks again for having us, John.
Yeah, thanks, Marv. Thanks for making the time. We always enjoy hearing from you. So enjoy the rest of your day. All right, we're going to move backwards now, and going to hand it over to Lorne, who's with us, to talk about some exciting updates from the SAFE team. Hey, Lorne.
Hello, friends. Can you hear me? All good?
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, super. Yeah. Greetings from Brussels. If you could go to the next slide. Yes, we have a very exciting announcement that we did this week at ETC during Lucas's talk, which is kicking off the Safecore gas station in partnership with our friends, you guys at the Gnosis family. So we're super happy to have kicked this off. It's the announcement, so bear in mind that like the official applications open on August 1st. But the goal is to get more builders on Gnosis Chain and have some financial support provided to cover gas transactions for builders that are in need of that. You can check out the official launch on the landing page linked in the slide, or if you go to safe.global/gas-station, you can check out the landing page there as well. You can sign up to get notified of the official application launch. Get a reminder right before August 5th. Or August 1st, excuse me, to sign up. If you know of any builders that are interested and maybe need some support on gas and would love to be a part of the program, do let us know. And huge thanks to Philip, Morgan, and Vanshika for spinning this up and helping on the operations and also drafting up the documentation for this program to help builders join and get their gas fees sponsored. So please route any exciting developers or projects to this project. And yeah, we're excited to kick this off with you guys. The program goes for 6 months. So yeah, bear that in mind. And yeah, we're excited to see what builders come and can be supported on Safe and Gnosis. That's all from my end.
Awesome. Thank you, Lorne, and enjoy ECC. Next up, we have an update, I believe, from the Cow team, and we have Leonardo on the call. Hey, Leonardo. Are you there? Leonardo? I'm sorry, Leandro? Okay, if not, then we're going to move forward here, and we're going to hand it over to the Shutter team. So today, the Shutterized Gnosis Chain launched, and that is it features an encrypted mempool built by the Shutter network. We have Luis from the Shutter network on the call to talk about this major announcement. It's truly a landmark achievement, a big moment for Gnosis Chain and for blockchain technology in general. And of course, if you're familiar with the concept of a shutterized beacon chain, then you're familiar with Martin Kopelman's post on ETH Research in 2022 discussing the topic. So there's a lot of history here. When it was first broached by Martin, it was a contentious topic. And today marks the realization of that vision on Gnosis Chain. So yeah, very exciting. I'm going to hand it over to Luis. Let me just grab them and cool. Luis, what's up? How are you? Congrats. Excited to have you. I'll let you take it away. If you'd like to share your screen, just let me know and we can figure that out. But otherwise, take it away.
Thank you so much. And hey, everyone. Yeah, so I would love to share my screen. I think it did. Does it work? Is it a separate screen here?
Yep, you should. It's live. You should be able to see it now. So if you want to start your slideshow, yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, also live from ECC as my safe friends. Sorry for the DJ in the background. But yeah, just thank you so much for having me. And as you said, just to remind everyone, sort of what this idea is: the threshold encrypted mempool for for Gnosis Chain, or in general for beacon chain type of chains, is the idea is to have encrypt transactions and have the validators commit to the order and inclusion of transactions while they're still encrypted, such that front running can be mitigated, hopefully, and real-time censorship can be mitigated. And just to remind everyone what's this all about. So we think you don't really need censorship resistance until you do, right? So that's kind of the whole point. And that's the whole point of public blockchains is censorship resistance. And today we have this, I would say, even broken PBS transaction supply chain, where many of these transaction supply chain intermediaries can and do sort of censor. And we have MEV, which is sort of rampant. And we think by encrypting transactions, we can bring back a little bit of baseline neutrality, level the playing field, increase accessibility, increase user agency. So yesterday we were part of this amazing Gnosis event at the Regen Village here, and we think it all sort of connects very well together about just more baseline neutrality, ultimately using to more user agency. I'll jump over these slides, but essentially, many, if you're familiar with this, so we're working with Nethermind and the Gnosis team to implement this encrypted mempool. There's an opt-in approach. We just keep our committee that are generating the keys, and we have a keeper set contract. We have this distributed key generation mechanism. Validators can register to opt into accepting encrypted transactions. And we have an encrypting RPC server that users can switch on to utilize it. And we have a lot of caveats, I would say, where currently we have a very small amount of validators online, and we have some stability issues, and we have the trust assumption on the encrypting RPC. But yeah, it's live, so the awesome thing is we managed to launch it in time for ECC and for the talks here and events here. So if you want, you can add this RPC to your MetaMask, or if you want, you can go through the recently published blog post on Shutter blog post, which you could just press the button, add to MetaMask button, and then from there, your transactions will be encrypted in the background, and you'll be protected from front running, and have this added level of real-time censorship resistance. And we'll also have this amazing demo dApp which the Gnosis team are building, which implements the encryption side natively into the front end, so that allows for a more end-to-end encryption scheme. And yeah, again, caveats, because not a lot of validators have switched to it yet. We have these currently sort of like around 1 to 3 minutes transaction inclusion times. And just in general, please be aware, it's really a beta feature. There's some things I think breaking right now, and transactions can get lost, so we're fixing it. But so I think it's I think if you're a validator, please sort of reach out, because we'd be interested in knowing more about what, if you're interested in running this Nethermind version of the client which integrates with Shutter. If you're a developer, a wallet or a dApp developer, also reach out. And if you're an OLAS builder, we have a Shutter DAO 0x36 grant, which we want to encourage OLAS builders to build autonomous agents to stress test and simulate the encrypted mempool. And yeah, leaving you with this here, essentially sort of on both fronts, fighting against sandwiches. Marketing team is beating on them on the sandwich piñatas here in Brussels, and the dev team is fixing in prod, because I think there's currently some little issues. But yeah, that's sort of it. Hope you enjoy kind of trading in a more safer way on Gnosis Chain, and spread the word. Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you, Luis. And yeah, if you're a validator on Gnosis Chain already and you're passionate about making the internet a more open and accessible place, or you're passionate about credible neutrality, then please consider running this Nethermind client that Luis was talking about and participating in the Shutterized Gnosis Chain. If you go to gnosis.io and go to our blog, we'll have more information up there about everything that Luis was discussing. Our setting your RPC endpoints, learning more about how to validate on the Shutterized Gnosis Chain, and just more context in general. So, yeah, thank you so much, Luis. Are there any upcoming events or anything that you'd like to, any additional info that you'd like to tell us?
No specific events. So did a bunch of events here, but I think nothing specific yet. So just more about this. If you're a validator, reach out. If you're a dev developer, it would be awesome to talk to you guys. And if you're a user, yeah, try it out. Just add the RPC to your MetaMask. And, yeah.
Cool. And how can we find you online? What's the Shutter website?
Shutter website is shutter.network. Our Twitter is Shutter Network @Shutter Network.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much, Louise. Enjoy the rest of your time in Brussels. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you next month in August for the next round of the GnosisDAO Community Call. Have a great month, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. See you on chain. Bye-bye.